Welcome to Tent Talk, the podcast with Nancy McCready, where we talk about life under the big tent of God's presence and the provoking process of discipleship. Here we go.
Hey everybody, this is Nancy McCready. Welcome to Tent Talk. On today's episode, I go in really strong and really deep about how it is time for crucial decisions and crucial conversations. We've got to get serious about cultivating our life and partnership with Holy Spirit. Take a listen. I hope it provokes you deeper in your life with Him. Hey everybody, here we are together again. I just want to say to you right off the bat, you could be one drawer pull away from deep discovery. Do you know what that means? Have you ever been looking for something and you're like, oh, I don't see it on the top of my desk. You glance across your desk and you don't see it. Oh, I was looking for a pen. No, I don't see that pen. Oh, you walk off and you say, I don't have a pen. When all you had to do was pull open the drawer on the desk and there was the pen. One more step, one more action, the willingness to look a little bit deeper beneath the surface. I'm going to say to you today, some of you are one drawer pull away from deep discovery because you have, maybe without realizing it, you have remained on the surface and you have not made the crucial decisions, nor have you been willing to have the crucial conversations that are necessary to really keep moving, keep growing, keep staying in step with Him. So I just want to talk very briefly today because, again, this doesn't have to be a long drawn out process. Just open the drawer on the desk. Just look down and say, oh, I need to go a little further than I've been willing to go before. I need to not be so easily put aside or put off. I need to not faint so easily in my pursuit of what God is doing, because what happens then is that we continue to circle the drain. We continue to repeat our own cycles, and we don't realize that it's because we've not been willing to make the crucial decisions and have the crucial conversations. You see, the other day I was visiting with someone who is in a very, very deep cycle of really unbelievable pain and the repeating loop of their life. And deep down, it's because they're not willing to make the decisions that God keeps walking them up to. And it may look like they're really committed to the marriage, but I had to say to them, no, I think you're committed to the money. You know, it's not my usual way because I do believe so deeply in the discovery that happens during discipleship, is that it's not so much what I have to tell a person, it's what God is going to speak to them. Are they going to hear His voice and respond to Him personally? But when something has been going on over and over and over again, and the conversation, if you will, stays on top of the desk, the conversation just stays on the surface. And so when I open up to visit with them and they say, well, I just need to abide more and I need to, I just need the Holy Spirit to, and it was like the Holy Spirit arrested me and said, say this right now. And I said to them, now just stop. I said, Holy Spirit isn't going to do for you what only you can do. Holy Spirit is there to partner with you once you make the decision to obey God. I said, you're going to have to open up the drawer. We're going to have to go another level under the desk, if you will. We need to pull open the drawer. And I've said this before on Tent Talk, that Romans 8:13 shows, as in many places it is shown, but here's one specific. In Romans 8:13, it is the partnership of Holy Spirit and the new man, Holy Spirit and you. It says, by the power of Holy Spirit, you will habitually put to death the deeds of the body. You see, Holy Spirit is your power, but he waits for you to do something habitually. Listen to me carefully. Not occasionally, not weekly, habitually. It is becoming your habit. Are you the new man? Are you the real you? Are you leaning into the person of Holy Spirit that he might empower you to make the crucial decisions to habitually put things to death that keep trying to control your life, so that you can go into Romans 8:14, so that he can then lead you as a son. He can lead you into life. And so I had to say to that person, I did something I very rarely do, is I just cut the session short. And I said, I want you now to think about, what decisions are you ready to make? There are crucial decisions to make. And I said, one of the things that you're going to have to really look at, because I wasn't upset with the person. That's not what that was about. I mean, really, like that's not going to accomplish anything. It's not my job to discipline people, but it's some of the things that God's had to do to me. He's had to get my attention to awaken me, because one time he had to say to me, Nancy, the only reason things are not dying quickly is because, or he said, the reason things continue to just slowly go along is because you won't kill things quickly. If you'll just thrust the sword in, we can be done with this and move into life. But I kept going around it and around it. And a part of it was because I was still indulging lies within myself. You see, there comes a moment where you can't just like poke things with a fork. It's got to be like you've got to take the machete and you got to cut through the weeds. I mean, there comes a time when you realize God has exposed the lies that I believe, and yet I am not meeting them with the machete of truth. I am not cutting these things down. I am not meeting every lie that comes with a crucial decision, which is, I will not tolerate this lie any longer. It attacks the character of God. It's coming against who he's made me to be. It is, it's an attack, an all-out attack on my inner life with him. I will not tolerate it any longer. And then meet it every single time it comes up with the revealed truth that God has personally spoken to you. So sometimes we remain in the fog, in the low lights, in the dusky sunset. Have you ever heard this, like, I think it's an aspect of Alzheimer's. It's like sunsetter syndrome. It's like whenever the sun begins to set, that's when you start to see the symptoms of Alzheimer's. So let me just apply that here, is that oftentimes we just keep living in the dusky time of the day. We keep living in the low lights and we don't really say, Holy Spirit, turn the lights on. And let me tell you, when you, by the power of Holy Spirit, begin to cry out for that, when you begin to say, Holy Spirit, I want you to turn the lights on. I want you to do what you do so that I can do my part, which is to now address every lie by speaking and declaring the truth, my friends, within our own selves. I'm not talking about getting you ready to preach. I'm talking about you getting ready to process and live daily in what it is that he's giving you. See, we need a clarity of our partnership with Holy Spirit during this time. No more vague, I'm not sure, everything seems so confusing. It will not remain confusing if you stay with him. If then when he shows you something, then you begin to execute that truth every time that lie comes up. So for many of us, we are continuing to indulge lies within our own self, like believing that somehow Holy Spirit's going to come along and take these thoughts captive. No, you are going to take them captive. There is the new man, the real you, and Holy Spirit has been sent to empower you to live.
For more information on Nancy, please visit nancymccready.com or follow her on social media at NBMcCready.
It is not you passively laying there expecting like the Holy Spirit's just going to suddenly take possession of you and make you do things. No, the word says he will cause you to follow after my commands in Ezekiel 36, 26, and 27. He says the Holy Spirit is going to put a new spirit within you, and then moreover, he is going to then come to you and he's going to enable you to follow my commands. You see, you have to get up and live the life that he's called you to. We cannot stay in the vague shadows, my friends, no more. It's time for the machete of the word, the machete of his spoken word to you to cut through the weeds. This clarity of partnership, Holy Spirit empowers you to put to death. To death. That means you're about to annihilate it. That means it's about to become extinct. Do you know what this word extinct means? Like the dinosaurs are now extinct, my friend. They no longer exist and roam the earth. So your thoughts, the lies, the behaviors that follow them, the emotions that swirl about them are about to be extinct. They do not have to remain. But if you are waiting for Holy Spirit to do something, that what Holy Spirit wants to do is empower you, because the new man has a new life to get up and live. And the other word there that I just want to emphasize again is it says you will habitually walk in the Spirit. Galatians 5, 16 and 17. If you're willing to live this way, see, crucial decisions, my friends, are coming. And they are the hidden decisions, the ones that are so deep down in us. Nobody else sees them. It's nobody else's business. It's between you and Holy Spirit. And if he says, stop indulging these specific lies, and then he's going to make sure that you're no longer then going to be indulging the lies that other people tell you in the toxicity of relationships. But that first begins inside of you. You see, this abiding life that we live is real-time engagement with Holy Spirit. And I am feeling such a strong urge in my own life again, and to speak to those who are producers, those who are going to really go forward with God, those who have tremendous numbers, if you will, within them. The harvest is inside of us. Are we going to be willing to really step out at new depths with him? Because, my friends, the day that you decide that you're going forward with him, I guarantee you there are going to be lies that are getting ready to have to drop. They're getting ready to have to go down. All right? Because once you determine you're really going to live in truth, you're no longer trying to control other people and the outcomes. See, this is why we lie, is because we're still trying to control all the outcomes. But the day that you encounter the Spirit of truth, Holy Spirit, at a whole new level, when you open the drawer and you are no longer just on the surface of your life with Holy Spirit, and you open up the drawer and you go, oh my, just one drawer pull away. I open up the drawer, I'm like, oh wow, I didn't even know all this was here. And you begin to have to now take hold of that as you walk forward with him. And you get in this real-time engagement with him, and he speaks truth to you. You've got to then speak truth to your other parts, if you will, to your soul and your body. You're going to bring them along. See, these are crucial decisions that happen very privately. And then they bring us to the crucial conversations that are going to continue in real-time engagement, that there is an active conversation that goes on and on habitually between you and Holy Spirit. None of these fits and starts. If you want to live more consistently, obey more consistently. If you want to walk in a stable, steadfast, resilient way, then stop going between mind of the flesh, mind of the spirit. A man of two minds is unstable, and therefore you haven't settled on it's going to be the mind of God, which is what God says. That's why he sent the Spirit of truth inside of you. So today I want you deeply, deeply encouraged. It is time to come out of the shadows, to come out of that vague, dusky sunsetter syndrome that we've been in, come into the clarity of partnership, come into the real-time engagement with Holy Spirit. And my friends, that is cultivated by real-time engagement, real-time obedience, real-time conversations, and habitually beginning to walk that way. It's not a new world every day, my friends. It's his world every day, every hour, every moment. And it is time for us to own the partnership that we are intended to have with Holy Spirit, that he might lead us as he led Jesus in real time. But if you think that's just going to be so you can get revelation and get your ears tickled and get, this, no, it's so that you can literally walk with him habitually, obey him habitually, be an expression of him habitually. So it's getting down into the weeds. And then once he shows you, okay, these are the things that are, going to have to go, you go after it with a machete. You go after it like, boom, every step you take in obedience is slaughtering things to the left and right so that the path is getting clearer and brighter every day. So I hope that you didn't just listen today. I hope that today you determined, I got to open up that drawer and go in deeper with Holy Spirit. I've got to come off these surface things, come out of the shadows, and I need to start obeying him moment by moment. All right, that's it for today. And we're going to come back next time. And there are other things that I'm going to begin to share that we've got to get clear on. Crucial decisions, crucial conversations. It's time for a crucial walk, if you will. It is time. We got to walk with him. Come on now. Clarity of partnership with Holy Spirit. We're going to walk with him. All right. I love you all. Until next time.
If you'd like information on how to book Nancy McCready for an event or speaking engagement, visit nancymccready.com.